It's Monday. My life with MS. It's that day. Talk about whatever. Again, another non exciting week. Basically, still trying to get stuff moved around. But the wife did most of the work this weekend. I just got done mowing 3/4 of the lawn, weed whacking, spraying homemade grass and weed killer around. Basically, bought myself a pump sprayer and did the old gallon of uh, gallon of vinegar, distilled vinegar, a cup of salt, table salt, and a little dash of Dawn dish soap. You can use an arthritis gel, I guess, to help kill them off stronger. Put a couple tablespoons of that in there or something like that. But I did not have that on hand, so I just did the first three. Oh, sure, I start the video and now I can't stop yawning. Sorry about that if I'm making you yawn. It's just the heat, the mowing, the holes in the yard, all that crap. I really want to. Oh, I want to kill off a bunch of the grass and weeds first. Hopefully, this solution works. It's supposed to be like a 24-hour solution. Oh yeah, coffee's perfect. So it was a little bit too hot when I pulled it out of the microwave, but now it's at the right temp. I don't know what's up. It's like right now I feel like a bug's crawling through the side of my nose. I feel like I got a bug here on my chest. I feel like there's a bug behind in my arm, crawling around my back, my other arm, my shoulder. It's constantly feeling something crawling around on me, but nothing's there. So I got the imaginary bugs, imaginary critters attacking me. Oh my god. Once started the video, if I would have known I was going to start yawning. Isn't a good thing because I have to go live on another video in about 45 minutes. So hopefully this coffee will wake me up a little bit. It's really good today. It's maple donut flavored coffee grounds. I don't buy creamy coffee. I just buy coffee grounds that are flavored and drink my coffee black. But yeah, other than that, pretty uneventful week. Sadly, the family home I think sold a couple like 3 days ago. But my family's not keeping up with me and letting me know anything, so who knows? We had a couple tornadoes touch down about a half hour from us. The other day I was kind of hoping one was gonna come and wipe out the house, the old house. Take it away. 'Cause then I could buy the land at least. 'Cause that's all I care about is a piece of land that my dad bought. Pisses me off that someone else is gonna own it now. The last piece of our family's history. International Harvester Store, Tractor Factory Outlet, repair shop, all that. We had a TV repair shop, electronics repair. We had a Cub Cadet lawnmower style business. We opened up a True Value store. I had Me and my brother had 7 bar restaurants. Started out with a bar that we remodeled a little bit, closed off a back alleyway, and added a dining room and a kitchen, and turned it from a 50, $60,000 a year business into a $400,000 a year business. And stupidly, instead of selling it when it was at its prime and starting our next business, my brother decided to expand the empire, and that's where we lost our ass because all the employees that were running businesses for us and stuff ended up being addicted to those stupid computerized electronic gambling machines and just started stealing money from the till to pay for their gambling addiction. And then we had a lady that worked on the books that all of a sudden everybody's checks were bouncing. We'd have to pay out of the register to cover their checks. And next thing we know, our businesses are being locked up by the IRS, and she didn't pay taxes and stuff like she was supposed to. It ended up completely screwing our businesses. So, but we had a sports bar and restaurant. We had a regulars old fogey bar that was just for the basic regulars that would come down. That style where you'd walk in and say, "Hey, bye everyone around on me," that type of atmosphere. Uh, we had a steakhouse. We had another sports bar with a restaurant. We had two technical colleges we did the cafeterias for. We had three different golf courses that we ran the diner, the food area for. Had catering businesses out of a variety of the places, and just all lost it all, as you do. You can lose lots of shit. Uh, Around the same time, I had an auction house take over 200,000 comic books from me to sell. Promised that they'd get the best sales possible between online and all that stuff. Never put anything online, just put it in a couple boxes in their little monthly shop and sold them for pennies on the dollar. Lost it all. And then a short while after, they picked up the second truckload of comics and other stuff of our life, mine and my wife's life. Classic Santas, collectibles, antiques, all that stuff. Tools. They decided to file bankruptcy, and I got none of it back. And didn't get paid out what we were supposed to or anything. But why am I on that rant? I have no idea. I guess it's because our last plot of land going away. Our farmlands were sold. Half our farmlands got a river put through. And it's just, yeah, it sucks. In one of those modes today where I'm just not a fan of life. I'm sick of struggling. I'm sick of people taking advantage, and I'm sick of someone else always getting my stuff. But what you gonna do about it? Today, what do we have to talk about MS related? Video games have gotten better. They got able gamers, different types of controllers and stuff to help people like that have hand troubles, missing hands, stuff like that. Uh, there's Nintendo, the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe's smart steering wheel and auto accelerate is like basically like an electronic drum set, has two big circles, and that way you can just move your hand on it and control your steering. Uh, but yeah, they got a lot of adaptive controllers coming out in the future. Adapting adaptive ways to get around. They got some pretty fancy wheelchairs and electronic chairs, battery operated chairs that you can pick up. The Zinger chair is a versatile folding wheelchair that collapses down to 10 inches thick. That's pretty good. That's nice. That's one big pain in the ass is trying to carry this stuff around your vehicle if you have just a car. They have all terrain chairs now that you can use to get around in the countryside, going through the gravels and the trees and going on hiking trails, stuff like that. Uh, you can get a standard wheelchair anywhere from $500 to a couple $1,000, depending on what you're going for. You got power chairs that run around 1,200 to $30,000, depending on how fancy you're going. You got scooters that run from 18 to 25,000. So yeah, you can basically get something under a couple grand for basics, but definitely watch, be careful out there. There are things that are ridiculously overpriced that you can get at different places. Look into most hospitals, doctors' offices, the bigger ones that have a variety of specialists in them and stuff. Usually close by, there's an adaptive device store, a store that sells all your needs, your cooling devices, your wheelchairs, your canes, your walkers, all that stuff, braces, good variety of things that you can pick up. So look into those. These invisible bugs are driving me nuts. I'm hoping this isn't going to go on all night tonight. If it does, I'm going to have to have the wife do a complete uh, look over, scratch down for me. See what happens. My cat is attacking an end table. He's kind of hanging sideways on it at the moment. I don't know why he's so vocal. He's had his dinner already, but he's got issues today. He's got some attitude going on. Uh, let's see. Yeah, yeah. Just be careful where you buy. Buy through local dealers if you can. Be careful about buying stuff online. You just never really know what you're getting until you see it and then get to use it for a little bit. A lot of the adapted device stores buy used items back and they'll resell them. So those are a good way to get something that's not necessarily in mint condition. Uh, the communicating your healthcare needs, that's and pretty much the best thing to do for your uh, next doctor's appointments or any of your doctor appointments. Just keep a notebook, use your notes page on your cell phone or whatever works for you. And just anytime you think of something, just put a notation down so you have the notes when you go see your doctor. If you're like me, you can have the notes in front of you and forget to still ask half of them. I don't know why my brain works that way. Whole MS thing going on where I really want to ask this question, and then I'm driving home and I'm like, damn it, I never got to that question again. Every time I go see the doctor, it's like, but yeah, it's best to double check the page while you're at the doctor's office. make sure you talked about everything you need to and got everything out. Let's see, a few symptoms associated with MS: speech disorders, speech problems such as dysarthria, the slurring of words, and dysphonia, the loss of vocal volume, occur in approximate occur in people with MS. Changes to speech and voice can occur at any point during the disease course, but are most often observed during the periods of extreme fatigue. And I know my whole life, people just constantly on me. You're mumbling, you're slurring, so that's kind of why I started doing podcasting and stuff. It did get me to be a little bit more vocal. I assume people can hear me clearer now, but being on these live uh, YouTube shows and stuff, you can be trying to talk and someone's always over talking you, and that just gets irritating too. It's like when someone's talking, shut up, let them finish, and then you can talk. But instead, people just interrupt someone talking about something that we are currently talking about, and they'll be like, "Oh, I want to talk to you later. I want this from you. I want that from you." It's like, can't you just tell them that off to the side? Why do you have to say that during a live event? That just drives me nuts. But yeah, it causes me to forget what I'm talking about. Then I don't get my point across that I want to get across. And same with other people. I hear them talking about something that I'm really interested in. I never get to find out what they're going to say because someone keeps interrupting them to the point that they're like, screw it, I'm not even going to talk about it. But Lemmy, the door is open. What else do you want? You got everything you need. You had your dinner. You had everything. You had a snack. And you're being a little bully. Yeah, you're being a bully. So just quit it. Vertigo. My vertigo is off the charts this year. It's been really bad. Walking on stairs, walking on the hills, watching TV. My vertigo is all over the place right now. I'm not liking it at all. It's making my vision's kind of more messed up than it was about 3 months ago. I got to get into the eye doctor, but I want my wife to get in first because she's like 3 appointments behind. Uh, you ever feel faint, off balance, or lightheaded? It is vertigo. And you can also get the feeling as if the room is spinning around. It can often be successfully treated by an audiologist or with motion sickness and anti nausea drugs. I ain't on none of those. Difficulty swallowing, dysphagia, is observed in the MS population, especially if there are brainstem plaques. Uh, the sensation of saliva, fluid, or food going down the wrong pipe is an overt sign of swallowing dysfunction. Other symptoms of dysphagia include difficulty chewing, choking during mealtime, or having residual food in your mouth after swallow. Uh, I got it lately where anytime I eat, I have to try and wash it down with some type of liquid. And it's like it's always clogged right in this area. And that's not good because if you get into hiccuping, puking, burping, and stuff like that, there is this thing that can cause food to go into the lungs. And once it's in the lungs, then it can't come out. And it can cause a lot of problems. So I worry about stuff like that. Hearing problems. What was that? Can you repeat that, please? It just felt like there's a big thing crawling on my neck. Uh, I swear to God, it's there. I mean, there's no fly or anything around, so it's not like something's landing on me and taking off. But, yeah, hearing problems symptoms can range from ringing in the ears to a sudden loss of hearing. Hearing loss can be one of the first signs of MS. But yeah, talk to your doctor and consider seeing an audiologist. Breathing difficulties, which can happen in respiration problems that can occur in individuals whose chest muscles have weakened because of deconditioning or damage to the nerves that control those muscles. So, yeah, it's similarly to how you may experience muscle weakness in your hands, arms, and legs. Respiratory problems can also interfere with communication, such as not having the endurance necessary for speech and voice production. Yeah, those are some fun symptoms that some of us may deal with. Uh, Multidisciplinary team approach. See, they're thinking you should have a team of your patient and family doctor, your neurologist, your nurse clinician, a pharmacist, psychologist, neuropsychologist, social worker, vocational counselor, physician assistant, speech language pathologist, physiatrist, urologist, orthotist, occupational therapist, psychiatrist, physical therapist, primary care physician. Yeah, that's a good chunk of them, but I can also add on cardiologist. Uh, what's my podiatrist? My knee doctor. You easily graduate to more and more specialist as time goes by. Time goes on. Uh, we're talking about comprehensive care approach to MS involves a number of healthcare professionals with expertise in the field of MS. It's hard to find people that are experts in the field of MS, at least in the Midwest it is. Yeah, your neurologists, your nursing professionals, your social workers, case managers, recreational therapists, speech and language pathologists, occupational therapists, physical therapists. Go on and on and on. There's so many different doctors and stuff that you can use to help you with the issues that come along with MS. Stem cell therapy compares well against DMTs. Stem cell expansion medications are given to encourage the bone marrow to make more stem cells and send them into the bloodstream. Stem cell collection, auto, autologous stem cells are collected from the bloodstream. Some HSCT procedures then make more of these stem cells by cloning them. The stem cells are then saved. Conditioning, a regimen of chemotherapy is given to shut down the existing immune system. This can be myelobulative or non-myeloablative transplantation. The saved autologous stem cells are given back via an infusion, and grafting. The stem cells generate a new immune system. Cell recovery tends to take about a month. I still have not heard great things. And I've heard people have good results initially with the stem cells after the hell that the month worth of hell that they go through with their body shutting down, being forced to shut down, rebuild itself, and yeah, it's like, is it worth going through all that effort for a month straight to find out that stem cells aren't doing much for you a month or two later? The people I did follow, you never heard from again. So you're not hearing results. You're not hearing of them going out, running marathons, having a blast, enjoying life. All the ones I seen pretty much felt like it was benefiting them for a short period, and then they just basically go back to where they were, if not worse. So is it worth putting your body through all that for a month just to have a short phase of help? I mean, I don't know. I'm looking for answers. I'm not telling you actual facts. I don't know how many people did good or bad with stem cell research. I've heard good thing about minor stem cell things for like an injury or something like that, but I have not heard anybody that's out walking around feeling like they used to, feeling like they never had MS, and it did wonders for them. I'd love to hear that. I mean, but I don't want it from someone that had stem cell research within the last 6 months to 2 years. I want someone beyond. I want to hear of people over 2 years, 5 years, 10 years. I want to hear where they're sitting, how they're doing. But as far as I can see, everybody that I followed ended up going right into major issues again. My cat is just, I don't know what his thing is today, but he's being annoying. But yeah, going through a month of stem cells being collected, chemotherapy to wipe out your system, the stem cells they collected going back into your body through an infusion, and then hope that the stem cells generate a new immune system. I don't know. I was pretty happy with Mavenclad, considering the pills are so much like going through a chemotherapy uh, system flush out, clean out type thing to wipe out your T and B cells and hope that the new ones that come back don't attack your system like the old ones did. But yeah, it's a crapshoot. Everybody can go through it differently. My first year sucked. Uh, hey, look at that, Doctor Pudapentra Okatri, MS doctor I had, and MS doctor I want, Doctor Boster, both together on the same page. But yeah, I'm kind of curious what's going to happen with him in October when I go to see him again. But I just don't know. I'm still up in the air. See if I can find a better doctor out there. Let's see, some of the newest treatment options. This coffee's just got such a weird smell to it. It's very flowery. See, Mazant is a daily oral medication. It was shown to be effective in a clinical trial. The trial compared Mazant to placebo in patients with secondary progressive MS who had evidence of disability progression in the prior 2 years and no relapses in the 3 months prior to enrollment. The primary endpoint of the study was the time to 3 month confirmed progression in disability. The fraction of patients with confirmed progression of disability was statistically significantly lower in the Mazant group than in the placebo group. Mazant may increase the risk of infections. It may cause macular edema. Can experience a change in vision. Can cause transient diseases in heart rate and may cause a decline in lung function. Liver enzymes should be checked before initiation of the drug. And it's just, all these are so much, it's like, is the risk worth the reward? Are you going to get the reward, or are you just going to deal with the risks? You have Mavenclad, the oral medication with a maximum of 20 days of treatment over a 2-year period. No more than 10 days per year. They do talk about retreatment with Mavenclad during years 3 and 4 may further increase the risk of malignancy. The safety and efficacy of reinitiating Mavenclad more than 2 years after completing 2 treatment courses has not been studied. It was shown to have at least one relapse in previous. Mavenclad significantly decreased the number of relapses experienced by the research patients compared to placebo. Yeah, I'm glad I took Mavenclad. I don't think I want to go back on it. If they would give me that option to do another 2 years, but it's not recommended for patients with CIS, clinically isolated syndrome. And it's very very risky and potent drug. And even if you touch it and stuff, you gotta watch what you touch. Make sure you clean your hands instantly. But yeah, there's lots of things you gotta watch out for on it. Let's see here. I'm gonna probably end this pretty soon here. Let's see. Medications to treat MS-related fatigue. Yeah, modafinil, which is Provigil. It's a stimulant medication considered the best agent for treating MS-related fatigue. Yeah, side effects like headaches, nausea, nervousness, runny nose, diarrhea, back pain, anxiety, trouble sleeping, dizziness, and upset stomach. So fun. May decrease the effectiveness of oral contraceptives, birth control pills. It's very expensive. Monthly pricing, 100 milligrams is $672.19. 200 milligrams is $864.99. Why would 100 milligrams be almost 700 and 200 be just over 850? That's like $175 difference for a double-sized dose. And that's just pharmaceutical pricing is ridiculous how they figure it out. Armodafinil or Nubigel is a stimulant medication considered the new and improved Provigil, longer acting than Provigil. Side effects include headache, nausea, dizziness, and trouble sleeping. May decrease the effectiveness of oral contraceptives. Very expensive. And the pricing's pretty close to the other one. Fluoxetine or Prozac is an antidepressant medication, most effective in treating fatigue that results from depression, drowsiness, trouble sleeping, sweating, anxiety, headaches, nausea, diarrhea, and nervousness are common side effects. Can lead to weight loss, therefore should not be used in patients who are underweight. May decrease sexual desire in both men and women. It's available in generic form. Its estimated monthly retail pricing is $50. That's not bad. Amantadine, which I've tried, is an antiviral medication approved to treat the flu. Side effect of the medication is that it causes patients to have energy, anxiety, irritability, nervousness, GI problems, difficulty sleeping, drowsiness, dry mouth, headache, and loss of appetite are some side effects. It's available in generic form. I got aminopridine, which is a sodium channel blocking medication, most effective in MS-related fatigue, caused from heat intolerance, drowsiness, numbness, and tingling in the face or hands, GI problems, restlessness, anxiety, and headaches are the side effects. I got levocarnitine, never heard of that one. Naturally occurring metabolic compound which functions as a carrier molecule for long-chain fatty acids within mitochondria, facilitating energy production. Abdominal pain, nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, and headache are the side effects. Methylphenidate or Ritalin, dexamphetamine, amphetamine, which is Adderall, lisdexamfetamine, which is Vyvanse, are stimulants medication. They're less commonly used to treat MS-related fatigue, can cause nervousness, trouble sleeping, and weight loss. Let's see. Yeah, there's things you can do with treatments, exercise, all that stuff. That looks weird. Some Tabula tacos. But yeah, that's pretty much what I'm going to talk about today. I just can't re-energize myself after being out in the heat. It looks dark out. It looks like it's going to rain, but it's also looked like that all day. I did get my batteries charged for my lawnmower. I'd like to finish that. I only got one section to do yet, but I have to go live on video here in a few minutes, so I'm going to end this here while I can. So rate, review, subscribe, tell a friend, give us those likes. Keep following Under the Call of MS. Rate or leave a comment. I'll comment back. And yeah, hopefully we'll have another one of these next week. And not too exciting this week, but at least I got something put together. So kick the shit out of the monster, be good to yourself, be good to everybody else, and I will be back soon. Thanks. Bye.